Knicks. He did not in the playoffs, and that's why they lost. You can blame Porzingis and his health, and it didn't help and all that. And maybe Drew Holiday was injured, whatever. But they put up a lot of three-pointers, and it actually hurt them. It killed them, and they never adjusted. This year, I've seen adjustments. I've seen the pick and roll. I've seen the 2-on-1 that he talks about. They've played to Jaylen Brown's potential instead of playing through a Al Horford or a Jason Tatum. But good things are there. Maybe Missoula should be coach of the year. They are second in the East. Those are all great accomplishments. They can compete without Jason Tatum, but they won't be able to compete in a 7-game series against a team like Denver, a team like Oklahoma City, a team like the Spurs. And really, I don't know if they can beat Detroit in a 7-game series. But I'm just talking pure basketball. The way that Denver defended the Celtics in the second half, they weren't getting the shots off. They couldn't get shots off easily. They couldn't beat guys off the dribble to get into the basket. They wouldn't allow them to get into the pick and roll. They went double big on Jokic, and he destroyed them from the top of the key. They did a lot of things last night where if Jason Tatum was in the game, he was a difference maker. And I get it. When your best player is on the court, it makes everybody better. Yes. But last night was the eye-opening game of why they need him to make an impact this year. I think they can beat anybody in the East if Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are there. I don't know if they can beat anybody in the West. That doesn't matter. Get there. Give yourself the opportunity. But one of the biggest things that I saw last night, and this is without Jason Tatum, their bench was awful. And Peyton Pritchard and Vucevic were supposed to be big guys to help add to the points. This year, they're 1-7 when the bench provides 25 or fewer points. They were dreadful last night. But that defense that they faced last night, they're going to see those in the playoffs. Right up in their face. Right? Can they make those shots consistently? I'm going to say no. And that's where Jason Tatum can open things up. So, I am fascinated of what's going to happen. I think he comes back. Stephen A. Smith today says he doesn't think he should come back this year. There's still those doubts if he should or he shouldn't. Dejounte Murray came back the other night. You see that? 13 points after coming back from an Achilles. Guys are starting to come back. We saw Damian Lillard at the three-point contest. The Celtics are a competitive team without Jason Tatum. But I thought last night exposed them for who they are without him. It was clear as day. It will also open up the fact that if you're healthy and you're ready, when are you going to come back? I feel like, there's no contract or anything involved. I said he could hold him over a barrel, but what did he get out of that? Besides, being ready next year. And there was a report today, if you read it, regarding, Bill Chisholm and the ownership group and what really was at stake this year. After reading that, it was about saving money. But the team has been successful and has put themselves in an opportunity for Jason Tatum to work himself back because that was always the plan. The plan was for him to always come back. But last night, they got exposed without him. And they'll finish the road trip 3-1. That's great. They had a great road trip. They had a bad half last night, and they lost to a really good basketball team. And when you play defense like that against good teams, it's hard to score when you don't have your best player. A couple other things I wanted to get into just quickly. The Red Sox saw Garrett Crochet on the mound today. Had a little bit of struggle in the first inning. But overall, was lights out, had a couple of whiffs. Clean, no runs. Good to see him back out there. He said he felt good after the game. I know he's been working on a splitter this year outside of his changeup. The other positive I thought from the game was Aroldis Chapman was lights out of the bullpen. 3 strikeouts. If he can continue to be that guy, they'll be back in business with Crochet and Chapman at the top of the rotation. Should also mention that Caleb Durbin, our little friend, batted cleanup today and had an RBI and a hit. So wanted to throw that out there regarding the Red Sox. And the Bruins do begin their second half tonight. We're going to get into them on the other side here. No Jeremy Swayman tonight. Just want to let that marinate for a little bit. And should also mention the Patriots Combine, the NFL Combine continued today. A lot of the workouts, I'm watching some of them right now, the bag drills. Love those. cutting through those timers, things of that degree. There's a lot of news out today regarding Stephon Diggs and his future. What is his future? The A.J. Brown stuff is still out there. It's going to be fascinating to see what the Patriots do this year if they continue to retool and build. I think that last year they built big time in the draft. But with all these names floating out there and the fact you lost a Super Bowl, how motivated will ownership be to get back there? Now, some places you can't cross sports, we will here. The Toronto Blue Jays lost the World Series. Man, did they spend money this offseason and got better. Today, they signed Max Scherzer just to get another guy in there with experience. Do you think the Patriots are going to be that aggressive and try to get every single last guy to improve their football team? Because, I don't know, the last 2 times that they spent money in the offseason, they went to the playoffs. Love to see them do it again this year. We'll leave it there. 617-779-0985. We're on YouTube as well. We got a short show tonight, so wanted to just touch on those 3 things. And again, the Bruins, well, they begin their second half. 25 games to go and a big one tonight against Columbus. We'll have that for you. We'll look ahead to the schedule, the trade deadline, and I'll look up some of the odds for the Bees to make the playoffs. We have all that and more. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.
I'm Joe Murray. We got the Bruins coming up in a minute. I feel like I should comment on something today that happened regarding sports betting. I'm getting chirped at. So I at least feel like maybe I can use this time here before we get into some Bruin stuff of what exactly happened today. But Massachusetts enacted a first in the nation rules on player limits by sportsbooks. So it got passed today 5-0. So for those that don't really know about it, on June 1st, it mandates that players currently and previously limited in Massachusetts will receive a notice as well as those limited after the date. So sports books have done limitations on players who've won without any knowledge. Basically, today they passed that if you are limited, you'll get an email within 48 hours. So that's generally what was passed today. The sports books have been doing really whatever they wanted to because they're the book, right? You got to talk to the judge on this one. So this is somewhat of a good faith towards transparency when it comes to sports betting. I feel like a lot of people think this is great. Like, yeah. Now, like these sports, I don't like it. So you could say, well, Joe, what do you mean? What do you don't like about it? I don't want the sports books knowing and being involved on what's going in and out on a consistent basis. If you're a loser, your limits got raised. If you were a winner, they limited it. Like, that's the way it was. Now you're going to get an email about it. I just feel like now everything that you do is watched. It's going to be monitored. And I don't like that. I don't like it. And now that they passed something today, something's going to go back to the sports books in the next hearing. I don't like it. And everyone today, what do you mean, Joe? What do you like about this? Dude, today this is a good thing for transparency, but in the long run, it's not going to be good. But I'm the dumbest bet. Oh, you should have heard these ones today, guys. Just because I disagree with something that was passed. Imagine, I disagree with something that people think is good. Imagine that. Just imagine it. And I know everyone's going to be like, what don't you like about it, Joe? What don't you like about it? I don't know. Like, I guess there is some fairness here and transparency. This is going to get you somewhere else. It's going to get you somewhere else. And I know that people haven't loved being limited, right? I've talked to Liv Schatz about how many different times he's had to go to a different book. By the way, that's a good thing, shopping at different books. It keeps you, keeps you on your edge about what's good, what book you like, what one you don't. Whatever, I'm just a guy who's been doing this for 25 years. It's fine if you don't agree with my opinion. Great. You're going to get an email 48 hours to let you know you're limited. Great. That's great. Awesome. A lot of people are really proud of this one today. I don't like it. We'll leave it there at 617-779-0985. Yeah, we're going to get limits, and they're going to email us 48 hours in advance. Whee! Oh, God, it's going to get you later on, everybody. And I'm not defending the books. I don't get paid. I don't know. DraftKings, I don't get paid by them anymore. Fanatics, FanDuel, nope. This is just one guy who's done it for a long time who doesn't like it. But transparency and 48 hours and limitations. All right. You guys won today. Enjoy it. Crap all over me all you want on Twitter. Have some fun with it. Have fun with it. It's going to get you. Wait until you get that letter in your email. Just wait. Oh, yeah. It's going to be fantastic. Anyways, the Bruins play tonight. Should I look up the odds on that one? Bees have 25 games to go. 25 to go. They're still in the race. Right? In a playoff spot, 4 points ahead of Columbus. Tonight's a really important one. And who is not on the ice tonight? Jeremy Swayman. I mean, for the people who think, hey, Joe, what don't you like about this betting bill? Give me something about what's good about Korpisalo being in net tonight. You pitch that one to me. Give me a reason why the Bruins are an advantage tonight with Korpisalo in net over Swayman. Explain that to me. How many games did he play in Milan, Italy? One. And he can't play tonight? Have that make... Scaz, we have a big thing about making sense. Tell me how it makes sense that the guy that was the backup goalie, though he was essentially the backup to the backup at one point, but the backup goalie What, did he party? Well, now I'm making accusations, right? Why isn't Jeremy Swayman the guy who didn't play? Played 1 out of 6 or 7 games? Can't play tonight in a big game at home coming back? Did you see Jack Hughes there last night? He did a speech and everything.
I think it's a fair question, Joe.
Oh, it's better that Korpisalo's in net tonight over Swayman?
I would disagree with that.
Do we know, is McAvoy playing?
Game time decision, I believe, is what they reported.
Oh, so there would be, can I tell you something? I'd say he's out. You know why? It'd be a bad look if one played and the other didn't, right? Like
a bad look for both of them.
That's what I'm saying. But if McAvoy's going to go out there and it's going to make Swayman look worse, I can't see that happening. But trade deadline's coming up. Tonight's a big one, Skaz.
It's a big one.
It's and I know the other guys have been playing and I know they had to cancel practice because of the snow the other night, but this is important because they're 4 points ahead. And if you can steal 2 wins tonight, ooh, that's very comfortable. And I wanted to just bring up the schedule ahead for the Bees. And I knew at one point their schedule would become more difficult, but Columbus, then at Philly on Saturday. Then you get Pittsburgh, at Nashville, Washington, at Pittsburgh again. Back-to-back home games versus West Coast teams, LA, San Jose. Then you go 3 on the road, Washington, New Jersey, Montreal. That will be difficult. But look at the schedule here. They're going to hang on for a bit. And I think tonight's game kind of sets the tone of, you're up 6 points or even 5 for that matter. That's comfortable going on the road to Philadelphia. You should beat Philly and Pittsburgh. You should be able to go to Nashville and take care of business and hang in there. I just think it's very favorable out of the break. And with 25 games to go, if you can somehow win 3 out of those first 4, that's huge. I think they can win 4 out of 6 in there and be very good. Then you'll get your back-to-back home games, LA, San Jose. Then it's your 3 road games. I think it's going to be very difficult. But I'm curious what the Bees are thinking. Do they continue to retool? For example, a guy like Arvidsson is going to be a free agent. It's been a nice player for you this year. Can you capitalize on him at the trade deadline? I mean, could you potentially net a second-round pick, something to that degree? Third-round pick? You got to look at it. You absolutely have to look at that. And maybe there's some other guys, but with everything that you have coming up with Higgins and other players like that, I would sell on a guy like him. And I know you're in a playoff spot. I know you are. But I wanted to bring up a trade that they did do last year. Tonight, Charlie Coyle will return to TD Garden. It's the first time since the Bruins traded him last year. And if you